Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mahsa and I just wanted to pop on to do a quick little intro to this video. I've been meaning to read the Throne of Glass series for the longest time, started it, gave up on it. It's been a whole back and forth. I don't know what I originally have mentioned in the beginning of this video, but I just wanted to pop on and say that this video is going to have spoilers. There's going to be spoilers left, right and centre, spoilers coming out the wazoo, like all of the spoilers. So if you haven't read the Throne of Glass series, please click out of this video, do not spoil it for yourselves, leave and then come back when you have read it. In this video specifically, I read the Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, Crown of Midnight, Heir of Fire. So just to let you know, spoilers ahead, proceed with caution. Now that I've said that, enjoy the video. And today I'm going to be starting a reading vlog, which I haven't done in a very long time. How does one even reading vlog? I don't even know anymore, but it is currently Sunday the 25th and I should have started this reading vlog earlier because I'm currently listening to The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. If you've been here a little while, you know that I have an interesting relationship with this series. About a year or two ago, I don't even know how long it's been, I started to read the series. I started with Throne of Glass and then I think it's Crown of Midnight, and then I don't even know if I did Heir of Fire or if I just sort of like gave up. I don't really remember at all. So I started it and I just could not get into it. I just felt like I didn't care about any of the characters really, like I wasn't like rooting for anyone. Yeah, I don't know, I just was not vibing with it at all. So this time round I decided to start with the Assassin's Blade and I am so glad that I did. So I don't know if it's because I've started with that and I'm getting to know like Selena and characters better, or whether it's because I'm listening to it rather than trying to read it. I don't know what it is, but I am so into it. I am so invested. I am up to the last story. So if you don't know, The Assassin's Blade is kind of like a prequel book to the series. So it's got like, I think 4 or 5 different little stories in there, which is the story of Selena before Throne of Glass. And I'm up to the last one. Because I have read Throne of Glass, I already know what is going to happen in the last one. And I didn't expect to get so emotionally attached and so invested in the characters. So this is gonna hurt like a bitch. Like there's no other way around it. This is going to be terrible. I'm trying to like prepare myself. I'm like, you know what's gonna happen, so just, it's gonna be fine. And it is not going to be fine. Like this is going to be terrible. I'm emotionally not ready for it. It's, yeah, I'm gonna get some work done. I figured if I'm working, then I can't really sit and sob uncontrollably. So I'm preparing for a launch, so I'm just going to be working and doing my little clay figurines and things while I do that. And let's start the last story of The Assassin's Blade before we continue with the series. Wish me luck, because I'm gonna need it.
On the wall, trees just beginning to shift into the rich hues of autumn seemed to peer at her through the small barred window.
Hello, so I ended up not getting as much work done yesterday as I wanted to, so I am settled in. We have an hour and 48 minutes left, so I am well and truly into the last story of Assassin's Blade, which is The Assassin and the Empire, I think it is. It's getting juicy, interesting. I don't know what the word is, but it's going to be very difficult to explain or say anything without major spoilers. So I'm going to try and keep this spoiler free as much as I possibly can. If I change my mind, I will put signs, things everywhere. But for now, this is spoiler free and I know how attached I am to the characters already. And it's yeah. God. Anyway, I'm gonna start doing work and then be completely emotionally destroyed. Catch you in a bit.
Easy rider on the highway, station wagon going slow, windows open, you are basking in the bluegrass radio. It is easy now to see you with your hand out on the wind. I keep this folded.
Well, that was even more horrible than I thought it would be. I'm trying really hard to not start crying again. I don't know how it happened, but it's a 5 out of 5 stars. It's exceptional. I couldn't love it despite the absolute pain that it has caused me. This is ridiculous. It's a book. Why am I being like this? So I think I'm gonna go straight into Throne of Glass. I'm on this ride, I may as well just ride it out. If anyone is struggling to get into Throne of Glass, I would highly recommend starting with Assassin's Blade and then trying to read Throne of Glass, because I think if I had originally read this first, then I would be so invested that there would have been no way that I could have stopped reading. Whereas at the beginning, I just did not care about Selena at all. But now I'm like, she's like my ride or die, because that girl has been through so much shit. Yeah, I need to work. It really slowed me down having to stop and sob in the middle of the workday. So hopefully that won't happen again. From what I remember of Throne of Glass, I shouldn't be sobbing uncontrollably anytime soon. So yeah, it looks like we're well and truly into the series. So I am actually excited to read Throne of Glass with like this fresh perspective of I'm in it. I need to see this through, I need to see what's happening with it, and you know, all the fun stuff. I'm gonna get back to work. I will update soon. I'm going to get Throne of Glass, and come on, hurry up. And let's do this.
Bloomsbury presents Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Read by
Hello, so it has, I mean, please, first of all, let's ignore the mess in the background. But it has just occurred to me that I have finished Throne of Glass and I haven't updated this vlog at all whatsoever during the entirety of the book. Granted, I did listen to it pretty much like in a day and a bit. So it was just a lot happening in the same day. I have thoughts. Shock. So I have some thoughts and I thought I would share them. I have just started Crown of Midnight. That is the second book, yes, Crown of Midnight. So I've just started Crown of Midnight. And that's besides the point. We're gonna focus on Throne of Glass first. So Throne of Glass, I gave it 4 stars. In reality, it's probably more like a 3.5, 3.75 vibe. I don't know what it is. It's just, I find it, like, it's fine. It's fine. And I thought that reading the Assassin's Blade first and loving that so much and thinking it was like amazing, I thought that that would mean that going into it, I would care a lot more and I would love it a lot more. And I just didn't. Now, I don't know why exactly that is. So I really like the romance element of Assassin's Blade, and there wasn't a lot of it, but even like in the first few stories, you could tell that there was just like something there. and I loved it and I bought it and I believed it, and I was there when Sam died. I sobbed like a baby, as we will have seen. And I don't know, with this one, it just sort of felt like the whole Dorian Chaol thing was just so forced, and I just didn't think that she doesn't have any chemistry with either of them. There's just, I don't know why they're trying to make this weird love triangle happen, because she has no chemistry with either of them whatsoever. Like, even when her and Dorian sort of like half got together, I just didn't buy it. I didn't like it. It felt icky. There was no chemistry. Like, there's a little bit more chemistry with Chaol, you know, like towards the end of it. Like, it's just like a, oh, will they, won't they sort of thing a little bit. And I think the only reason that I like Chaol in this instance is because he has a sense of like forbidden romance almost about it, with him being captain of the guard and not being able to be with her, or not being able to betray his friend and all of that. So I don't know, I'm intrigued to see where it's gonna go. I remember a few bits from Crown of Midnight from when I originally read it like 2 years ago, so I'm intrigued to see where this is going to go, but I don't know, I'm really hoping that it's going to get better. I'm hoping that it's going to pick up. I have just gotten to the part in Crown of Midnight where she is about to go down to the tombs of the dead queen woman after seeing the weird shadowy figure in the library. That's where we are up to in the second book, Crown of Midnight. And I do so far like the dynamic between her and Chaol. Like, I feel like there's a bit more, not like flirting, but there's a bit more chemistry, there's a bit more back and forth, and I really like that. And obviously she's just mentioned Sam to him for like the first time, and now I feel that in my soul, like my heart is being ripped open all over again. So I completely understand where she's coming from. And I just want to get to the part where she finds out about the betrayal and like all hell breaks loose and she just goes on a rampage and like kills Arabin. That's all I care about at the minute. Do I care about this whole King's Champion situation? No, I don't. So yeah, it's just a bit, I just want the story to get on. I'm hoping that it's going to get better. I'm hoping that I'm going to enjoy it more. And yeah, I'm hoping for a convincing romance. Now, I obviously, because I don't live under a rock, I know that there is going to be a romance of sorts. That's where we're up to. I'll be updating more regularly. It's just been a bit of a manic week with work and doing a launch and all that stuff. So I'll be updating more regularly, and I will read the series if it's the last flipping thing that I do. So stay tuned. Okay, I will admit that although I do think there's not a lot of chemistry, but when she shows up drugged at Chaol's door and he's so panicked and he's so stressed out that he uses a dagger to rip off her entire freaking dress. Okay. Yeah, I get it. He's such a cutie pie. Like, actual cutie pie. I think I like him. And I know, I shouldn't, but I think I like him. Like, he's just so brooding and like, is that even the right word? I don't know, but he's so cute. Yeah, we are currently at that bit where she's just had to kill the Davis guy, I think. I very vaguely remember like a few bits from the first time that I read this. So, I mean, I think I remember. I don't know if I'm remembering it correctly. So there's bits where I'm like, am I meant to trust you? I can't quite remember who I'm meant to trust and who I'm not. So I think, did Archer turn out to be the bad guy? I don't remember. Oh, I don't know. But Aelin, Gala, I want to say Aelin Galifianakis, and I know that that's not the right name. I can't remember her last name, so we're just going to call her Aelin Galifianakis for the time being. She has officially been mentioned for the first time, and it's getting interesting. I desperately want to get into this series and I really want to enjoy it. But having said that, like, I don't mesh very well with the first book in the ACOTAR series. So ACOTAR, I'm not like a huge fan of it up until the end where the trials and things start. So I don't know, maybe this is like that and I will get into it and I'll be like obsessed eventually. But I think I'm still just going through emotions a bit because technically this is still a reread, even though I remember very little of it. So I think I might be more like into it, ready for something else. So I'm just like, I'm ready for Air of Fire, because I think that's the one where like shit's meant to hit the fan, but I don't remember. As in, from what I've seen online, not that I've ever read it, so I don't remember what I've seen online, because I'm sure I will have seen all the spoilers online at some point, because I am on the Bookster verse. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get back to work. It's getting juicy. I just wanted to do a little update. So I am just marking Crown of Midnight as read on Goodreads and Storygraph. It is, I think, still going to continue to be a 4 stars, but I have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about them, shall we? I was going to do a more like frequent update, and I know I said that I would, but honestly, I'm binge listening to these books, so it's really hard to stop in the middle of something and record my thoughts. So that hasn't been happening. Let me just do this for a second. So that hasn't been happening, but I think that's only because they were technically rereads, even though I'd forgotten so much of the information. So they were technically rereads, but I still have thoughts. So, just finished Crown of Midnight, obviously, and I can't quite remember it, but I think I was really mad at Chaol when I first read it. But this time round, I just think he's an idiot. Like, don't get me wrong, Chaol is an idiot, but it kind of wasn't even his fault that Nehemia died. Which we'll get to that in a second because that always makes me so mad. But it wasn't really his fault. And yeah, he's just a bit dumb. That's all I can say about Chaol. They have no chemistry, in my opinion. Like, even at the end when she's getting on the boat and he's like, oh, I love you, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you have no chemistry. There's nothing there. And I really enjoy the friendship that starts to come in towards the end of the book with Selena and Dorian. And I just think they're such good pals. And the fact that they were ever made to be love interests just, it makes me feel icky. They are such good pals, and I would have really liked to see how that friendship was going to develop. I'm going to assume we are going to see these characters in the 3rd book, but who knows? So I do hope we get to see them in the 3rd book. Now, let's discuss Nehemia. I hate this character death so fucking much. I hate it so much because it's not even, they didn't even try to hide the fact, and by they I do mean Sarah J. Maas, like she didn't even try to hide the fact that she was killing this character for character development of another character. And I know I just said character like 700 times, but she literally was like, oh, I know what I have to do, and that was to get herself killed. Like, is there no other way around this? Like, come on. It was just so frustrating. And Nehemia was like one of the more interesting characters. And I think Selena in this book was so annoying. She was just so annoying because I get that she has a lot of trauma and she just wants to live her life, but I don't know how I feel about Selena. I don't love her like I usually love my main characters. I don't know. It was very satisfying. I'm so fucking glad that she did end up killing Archer at the end of that, because if she'd let him live, I would have been so mad. I would have been so mad. And like the betrayal. And like for Arobin to have told her secret, I cannot wait. I really hope that at some point we get Selena and Arobin going head to head and like she destroys this man, because that makes me so angry. Like, he makes me so angry. Okay, apologies, my battery died. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, Arobin. Oh, I hate this man so much. he's the worst. But I think going with audiobook was such a good shout. It was a very good shout, and I'm so excited to start Air of Fire, because this one I haven't read before, so we're going into it like, I'm on a roll now, I'm on a roll. So I think what I'm gonna do is have this reading vlog. I don't know how long it's going to be, but I don't think there was a huge amount of talking about the first 3 books. So Assassin's Blade, Throne of Glass, and Crown of Midnight. So I think I'm gonna put Air of Fire into this, and then that'll be the end of this reading vlog. And then the next one will have the next 3 or 4 books, and so on and so forth. And I am just so excited. So since I have you here, I am going to pull up Air of Fire, and I am going to start it. But I am just so excited. Oh my god, also, I forgot the most important thing. The bit at the end where Chaol finds out that Selena is Aelin. I got a bit emotional at that. And it was just like, yes, she is finally being herself. And I got a little bit emotional, but obviously I already knew that was going to happen. And I would really like to see more fae, more magic, more romance. Someone please tell me, does this get spicier, or is it going to be fade to black for the entirety of the thing? Like, it's okay if it is, but I would like more spice. Other than that, I'm excited to see where this goes. I so wish that Audible would tell me how long I've listened to instead of how long is left of the book, but there's 13 hours and 11 minutes left of the book. I'm on chapter 10 and I already have some thoughts. So I really don't like how it keeps jumping back and forth between so many people. It's really distracting because once you try and tune into what one person is doing, it is then back to somewhere else, someone else. It's just a lot of back and forth, which is really annoying me. However, we've met some key characters, which is super fun. So Rowan, who I have seen a lot of fan art for, I have seen and heard lots about. He has finally showed up. Yeah, I'm intrigued. So like I already, and spoilers all around obviously, so I already know that Aelin and Rowan are they mates? Do they end up together? I don't know if they're mates, but I think they like end up together. I don't even know if there's mates in this universe, to be honest. But we've met him and we've met Manon, who seems like a very angry young woman. But we've met those, and Chaol's really bugging me, obviously, and my memory card's full again. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know what it is about Chaol. He's just really bugging me. Like, he's trying to be so like chivalrous and like I'm the good guy, but he's just being really annoying. He's being an arsehole to Dorian for no reason, and like Dorian, poor guy, like he's got no friends. He has nothing going for him right now. And yeah, also, Aelin's cousin being a general in like working for the king is wild. So I don't know if he's being controlled or if he's actually on the side. Yeah, that is where we're up to. Currently Selena is being an arsehole to Rowan. She has just baited him into punching her by saying terrible things about the fae. So like she's got anger issues. She has issues. She has so many issues. That's where I'm up to. The queen, the Fae Queen Maeve, I want to say, question mark. She, I don't trust. I don't like that woman. I don't trust her. I don't know what it is, but I've just got alarm bells and red flags going off in my head about her. So that's not good. And I keep getting very, very confused about the Fae lineage. So I know that Maeve was one of the sisters of Aelin's great grandmother, but I'm currently very confused with who everyone is. They've just said that Rowan is basically some sort of blood relative of hers, and I'm like, but do they still end up together? Okay, so that's where I'm up to. I'm gonna continue and see how this gets on. I am hoping, I'm optimistic, but so far it's just been a bit meh. Hi, I have finished Air of Fire. Holy shit. Like, I know I've said a lot throughout trying to get into this series where I was like, I just don't care. Okay, well, I take it back. I was wrong. I care. I care so much. I care so much. I cried so much during this book. Not as severely as the end of Assassin's Blade. I can't remember the last time I cried like that at a book. The Assassin's Blade was just like, last night I was going to sleep and I was on TikTok and I saw a few TikToks about Sam and Assassin's Blade and immediately burst into tears, sobbing like a crazy person. So that's fun. Is that gonna just continue to happen forever now? Because I don't know if I can live with that. Anyway, Air of Fire. I don't even know when I last updated, but I love Rowan. I thought it was going to be an immediate romantic relationship and it's not, and I actually really like that. I like that he was so mean to her and then immediately felt like shit basically when he saw the scars on her back and just stormed out and went all hawk eagle. Is he a hawk? Is he eagle? What is he? I think he's a hawk. I'm not sure. I need to check. I like I've forgotten their name. I want to say Luca and something else. The two guys that work in the kitchen. They're so cute. If anything happens to them, I'm gonna riot. They need to be protected because they're just adorable. Oh my god, Manon and Abraxas are... I love them. I love them so much. I feel like Manon is going to... Like, she already is, but I feel like she's textbook, looks like could kill you, is a cinnamon roll, but also would kill you. I feel like that's what she is. Abraxas, wanting nothing to do with anything and just sitting and smelling flowers. I can't. It was so cute. I'm basically like in a state of overwhelm. So the only reason that none of these thoughts are going to be coherent. I only finished it yesterday and I still need to like come to terms with everything that happened. But because I'm about to start sculpting, I want to start listening to, oh my god, what's the next one? Is it Queen of Shadows? I think it's Queen of Shadows, the next one. So I'm trying to get as much of my thoughts out right now as I possibly can so that I can start listening to that. So, loved Aiden, I think that's how they were saying it, Aiden and Chaol working together. Chaol still bugs me because it's like, it took him 3 books to just make a stand. And it's like, that's too many books. That's too many books. Like, you can't claim to love someone, but then be like, ooh, do I love her? Like, she's fae, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not love, my dude. That is not love. So Chaol is just irksome, but obviously he does make the stand at the end. Dorian, my poor little baby Dorian. This kid has just been through so much. And the ending of this book where the dad finally gets him, it's just, it broke my heart. Okay, it's just, I need Dorian to have a happy ending because this is just not it. If anything happens to Aiden, I'm going to be furious. Selena, or Aelin even, needs to free him immediately. Like, immediately, because I am not about that life. Erobin, with the talisman protection-y thing, like, how dare he? How dare he? The more that these stories go on, the more I hate this man. Like, I'm furious at this man. And we haven't even seen or heard from him since Assassin's Blade. And he just makes me so mad. But that big emotional, like, couple of chapters where Aelin was pretty much sacrificing herself so that they couldn't get through the barrier, and she had that moment where her younger self was reaching for it. Oh my god, I sobbed like a baby. I sobbed like an actual baby. It was just... it was horrendous. And Rowan needing to be held back. Spectacular. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. But it's like, they're friends. It's in the stage of like, everyone else can see it, but they're like, we're good friends. And I'm like, yeah, okay, okay. And, ooh, unexpected, I didn't know about Rowan's old mate. Also, spoilers. I feel like I already mentioned this 700 times, like in this video, but obvi spoilers. I didn't know that Rowan would have had him, like, I didn't expect it. So because I don't live under a rock, I obviously know that Rowan and Aelin are endgame. But I didn't expect the dead pregnant mate. That was a lot. So bless his heart, he has issues. Yeah. And obviously Maeve, like, immediately knew she was the worst. She is just pure evil. She was just awful. But Aelin saving Rowan, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm in it. Like, I couldn't be more in it if I tried. Anyway, that was my word vomit for Heir of Fire. I'll try and come up with some cohesive thoughts to put in here at some point. And I am going to go and start the next one, which will be in part 2 of the reading vlog, because I'm not going to do all of the books in one vlog. That's going to be the longest vlog ever. So yeah, I'm gonna go get some work done and listen to the book. Will I cry? Tune in next time to find out. I will probably cry. Anyway, bye.